If you would like to get the special psychic tarot readings I recorded for the month of August 2016, titled What You Need to Know for the Next 6 Months for Each Sign of the Zodiac, where I pulled 3 tarot cards from the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck and 1 card from Doreen Virtue's Archangel Gabriel Oracle cards, you can click on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to those videos for download and purchase. You can also go to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, and go to the Videos tab on my menu and click on page 7 and look for your sign and click on that, and it will take you to that video. Please be sure to check out my other videos I have available on my Vimeo on-demand pages as well. I appreciate all of your purchases, and I wish you many blessings and peace. Thank you so much. Hi, all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for each sign of the Zodiac. Please remember, these are general readings, and to get a reading with details pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. I'd also like to say happy birthday to all the Leos out there. I'm sorry I forgot to say that at the beginning of the month, but I didn't forget you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great birthday. All that being said, now on to the readings for the mid-month of August 2016. And the first sign I'm looking at is Aries. The first card you have, Aries, that shows up here today for you is the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles to me is a card that symbolizes being tired and exhausted of work, your hard work and efforts, but you could be gaining financial gain and financial rewards from that hard work and efforts. It could also indicate possibly worrying about your finances and money and how they relate to work. I do feel some of you Aries that are working Aries are going through some kind of problems or troubles that are kicking up, like problematic situations or things that you may have to contend or deal with look like they could be coming up in the middle of this month of August. I hear the word saturation. Like, I feel like you have to sort things out or break things down or pull things apart into segments or groups, because I feel like you're getting saturated with either work, projects, too much paperwork, too much to do, too many new clients, whatever it is. I get that you're being saturated in some way and that you need to sort it out or break it down. If you're a non-working Aries, this could still apply. Possibly your life is getting saturated with something in some other way and you need to separate it and break it down. I hear if you're working Aries, there's a lot of gossip going on in your place of employment. If you own your own business, it could be gossip among other people that you have to deal with to do with your own business, and that this is causing disruption and some kind of breakdown in communications or personal relationships. Just comes up that gossip is like a factor humming around here in this story. Some of you may be feeling like something you were trying to do was too hard, got too difficult, or got too overwhelming, and that you may have decided that you have to put it down and stop and walk away from it. This could be a job, or it could be, if you're a non-working Aries, something that you're working on in your home or some kind of project that it got to be too much and too overwhelming and you had to like put a stop to it and walk away from it. That could also apply to you as well. I do feel that many of you Aries are going to have some kind of shift. If you don't feel it in the mid-month of August, it could happen as you move into the month of September, but I do feel it's going to be a financial shift which would bring in, I feel, improvement. But I do pick up a financial shift for some of you in the middle of August, the end of August, or moving into September. The next card you have here is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, this is going within, overanalyzing, ruminating, looking at the past, looking back at the past. You could be worrying about something, and God's handing you blessings and giving you signs. You may not be recognizing it or noticing it if you're worrying too much, but you are getting them. He or she, the divine source is giving you blessings. I hear that there's been a lot of people that have sought to distract you. Whether they intended to do it or not is going to depend on who you are. And that I feel that you may be feeling like you have to get focused, buckle down, and eliminate distractions. It feels to me like you've had some kind of distractions. Now, for me, in this reading, to me, it feels like people have been distracting you, but you can get distracted by so many things. I don't want to just say it's only people, but people is what's coming up first. I do feel that you've been going through some kind of trying times emotionally or mentally. It feels more to me like emotionally. I feel like some of you Aries have really been on some kind of an emotional seesaw. It does come up here. Some of you Aries may have been feeling stuck, like you've been trying to push something forward that you haven't been able to get going or get moved forward. That could be a love relationship. It could be a job or a project. It could even be if you wanted to sell your house and move and you haven't been able to get a buyer yet or find a new place yet. Or maybe you at work, if you own your own business or if you work for somebody else, you may have been feeling stuck in some way, because I do feel that some of you Aries have felt on an emotional seesaw and have been feeling a little stuck, like you've been trying to get something moving. I do see, I know this is a big leap, so don't get mad at me, Aries. I do feel that once you get into the month of February of 2017, that you're going to feel like your life has gotten on like a better track, a new step up. You have more financial abundance and things rolling for you. So it doesn't mean nothing good is going to happen at all between now and then. But I feel like once you get into February, you're going to feel like, okay, I'm riding high now. Things are going really well. So I hope those messages helped you for this mid-month, Aries. Please stay tuned to the beginning of September, because the monthly readings are 20 minutes long and are not short like the mid-month update. So please be sure to check those out. So now on to the sign of Taurus. And the first of the two cards that I pulled for you, Taurus, is Eight of Rods. And Eight of Rods is a card to me that symbolizes news coming to you swiftly, messages or news coming to you swiftly. It could indicate travel. It could also indicate change. I do feel that Tauruses are going to feel in the mid-month of August that they're being put through their paces, and that you may have this experience of one thing happening after the other. It could be, to me, a lot of this does feel in a work-related job sense or business sense, but it could also be in a family-related sense. It doesn't just have to be work, but I do feel putting through your paces one after the other. I feel some of you are going to have an abrupt halt, like the brakes come on and change to what you're doing. Like I'm getting you rolling down the road, all of a sudden you hit the brakes and you make a turn. So that comes up here. I do feel that you feel at your best when you're putting your best foot forward and getting yourself out there and getting some kind of recognition. And I do feel that you're, a recognition in any sense. It could be for the work you're doing, anything where you could get recognition. I feel that that's when you're at your best and when you're putting your best foot forward and getting recognition. There's going to be a new start to something. I feel some of you, there's going to be a new start to a new company or a new business that you're going to start. For some of you, it could also be a new start if you got a new job. It could even be a new relationship or a child being born into your family. It could also be that. You've got a new start coming up here in the mid-month of August. I do see you generating money, and I do feel that this will be helpful and useful for the benefit of others. I feel that you will be sharing this wealth with either your children, your grandchildren, other family members, your parents, your siblings, whoever. Maybe even through charity organizations. You could be doing some charity, donating to charity. But I do see you making money and it benefiting others. I do feel that you're going to be put up front, and you're going to be upfront and personal and be talking to others. You may be made a spokesperson or a lead person in a group, an organization, like a chairperson, or at the place where you work. You're going to be put as a spokesperson or put in charge or in a lead position in some way. The next card you have is the Tower, and that card symbolizes to me, this is like casting off an old way of doing things, ending a paradigm, throwing off something so that new paradigms can be generated. It could also be a fight with someone, an argument. It could end a friendship, end a relationship. It could also be if you have a structure, a home that maybe there's going to be a fire or get hit by lightning. Structures can actually get hit when the Tower shows up. I do feel that you're going to feel off-put by some comments that somebody is going to make to you because they're saying that. You're going to feel like put off by something someone says. If you're involved in any kind of family situation where someone tries to create some kind of disruption or drama, you're going to try to put a stop to it and shut it down. I don't see you liking it, putting up with it, or letting it continue. So if you have a family member that tries to kick up any dust, Taurus, or you're suspicious that that may happen, be prepared, because I see you taking a battle stance and saying, no, you know what, we're not going to have this drama, we're going to shut it down. And for some of you, it's an in-law. For some of you, it's not a blood relative to you. It's like, and I feel mostly it's a female, but for some of you, it will be male. I feel like it could be a sister-in-law. There's an in-law feeling for some of you, but it comes up as a family situation. I hear strike 3, you're out of here. I'm telling you, Taurus, I feel like you may have had issues with this person in the past, and maybe this is not strike 3, but I feel like you're going to say, you know what, strike 3 and you're out of here. This is either strike 3 or it's strike 2, and you're warning them that the next time is strike 3. Either one or the other, but I'm hearing strike 3, you're out. You're not going to put up with it. Again, it comes up as you being the voice of reason, the one to put a stop to it. You're the one that I feel puts a stop to it. That's how it comes up. I do feel, Taurus, generally speaking, August is going to be a month that is going to give you pause and a lot to think about. I see you doing a lot of pondering, thinking about the future, pondering events that have recently gone on. So meditation would be excellent for you if you're interested in it. If you already do it, I would do more of it. If you're not into meditating, I would think of starting to do it or taking a class or joining a group, because for some reason, with the events that are happening, I see good things, but I just feel like a lot of thought is going to go on for you in the month of August. So I hope those messages helped you, Taurus. I encourage you to watch the beginning of September's reading, and hopefully you'll gain more insight and information as to what's going on there. So now on to Gemini. And the first of the 2 cards you have that showed up for you, Gemini, is the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes being trapped in an emotional prison or trapped in a situation, or the feeling of feeling trapped. It also shows the female is blindfolded in this card, and that's saying there's unknown things here. Either there's secrets or there's just a lot of unknowns in the story. I feel some of you Geminis may be feeling like you're trying very hard to break through some kind of shell, some kind of, like I'm seeing you actually in an egg. That's how I'm seeing you, like ensconced in an egg, and it's like you're the little baby bird trying to break out of this shell. I feel like you're in a stage of wonderment and puzzlement about what the next phase of your life is going to be and bring. So you kind of feel like you're at a crossroads to me, or at some kind of turning point. Some of you may be cleansing a lot of things in your home. You could be, I'm seeing like redecorating, a lot of redecorating going on, refurbishing. It could be exterior or interior. I also am seeing you doing some kind of cleansing. So I don't know if you're actually doing a physical cleanse yourself. Some of you may be doing that, but I also see that this could be saging your home, doing some kind of cleansing to your property as well. I also see some of you Geminis really thinking outside of the box in the mid-month of August and doing some strategies and planning. Some of you may be planning a trip or a vacation. Some of you may be actually working on some kind of business plan or arrangement, or maybe you're going to start your own business and you're doing some kind of planning. But strategic planning and possibly planning trips comes up around many of you Geminis in August. I do feel that you've been given a lot of tasks to do with very little time to do them in. So I do feel that some of you feel trapped a little bit by the burdens that have been placed on you and the jobs or tasks that you have to deal with and handle. So you may feel a little bit burdened and overwhelmed or trapped by responsibilities in the mid-month of August. The next card you have here, Gemini, is the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is a card to me that symbolizes a water sign person. This could either be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could also be a child, because pages can be children, but adults often show up as pages. And it could be a page, just pages bring messages. So this would be a page bringing you a message of emotions, because he's carrying cups, and cups symbolize emotions. You're dealing with this person a lot, and for some of you, you're giving this person a lot of love, attention, time. This could be a child to you. It could be a significant other. I do pick that up for some of you. For some of you, this is someone that wants to lead you out of troubled waters and wants you to lead you to a safety net or a safe place within your home, feeling safe within your home. Or like, I feel this is someone trying to lead you. Now, whenever people cards come up, it always means multiple things, and you've got a person card here. So for some of you, it's also somebody from the other side that's trying to guide you and lead you. This would be a deceased person for some of you. For some of you, it's somebody that's in the living that you love very much and you're giving a lot of time and attention and thought to. So people cards are difficult to read in a general reading. It's coming up as both of these things so far in this reading. I do see some of you feeling like you don't really want to be here anymore, like meaning like maybe you don't like your house where you're living or the apartment you're living in, or you don't like the town you're living in or the city. And I feel that you may be thinking about moving or leaving, because the feeling of like not being totally sure that you're happy where you are at the moment also comes up here. So If this is a page that was trying to lead you to a place of safety and security and having peace within your home, it may be because you've had in your mind that you're thinking on moving or leaving, and they want to direct you or guide you to, like, okay, this would be a better place for you to go, or else to make you feel more happy, safe, and secure in the home where you're living. It's going to be different for all of you. That was a little bit of a confusing read there, but hopefully those messages made sense for some of you Geminis. Now on to Cancer. And the first of the two cards that you have here, Cancer, is Ace of Pentacles. And Ace of Pentacles is a card to me that symbolizes the divine source giving you the financial abundance and financial blessings and financial stability. I feel like you're going through some kind of monumentous change. It's going to bring forth a lot of gratitude. I feel that you're going to have people coming out of the woodwork to say thank you to you or give you appreciation, showing you appreciation to you. Any of you Cancers that have had some kind of idea in your head that maybe other people said, oh, that's a pie in the sky idea to you, I feel that you're going to bring it into reality. You're going to be manifesting it. You're going to be making it happen. And for many of you, I do feel this will occur in August. And if not, some of you, it may take a little longer to happen because you're not all born on the same time, on the same day, same month, same year. So some of you Cancers, it will happen in August, and some of you, it will happen maybe into the month of September. Some of you Cancers are going to get treated like royalty, and I'm hearing some of you are going to experience the grand tour. So I feel you're going to be going somewhere where people are going to be giving you this grand tour. For some of you, this may involve going on a trip or traveling to see something where it's not in your normal locale, and wherever you're going, you're getting some kind of grand tour. Now, if you live in the United States on the East Coast, it may be somewhere west, because I'm getting in the west or out west, or west is connected to this place for some of you. I really feel prosperity and abundance are really going to be flowing toward you, especially in September. That even comes up more strongly than August for Cancer. I feel like you're going to feel like you're finally on your way, or that things are really on track and moving forward financially speaking for many of you. It comes up like if you have felt like you weren't on track, I get that you are going to have that I'm finally on track, or things in my life are finally on track kind of feeling. It's coming up here, Cancer. So the next card you have here is the Emperor. And the Emperor is a card to me that symbolizes a paternal figure that's crossed over to the other side, that's watching you, guiding you, protecting you, giving you ideas and inspirations that could feel like they're yours, but they could be coming from the Emperor. This could also be somebody in the living. It could be a father, a boss, an ex-husband, a husband. I hear some of you are starting to get recognition. You're going to get some kind of recognition. You need to be more clear and more thorough. Don't let things fritter away and fall by the wayside. You need to stay on top of stuff. So if you've been letting bills or paying your bills or like business projects or things to do on a to-do list, like at home or work or responsibilities, if you kind of let them fall by the wayside, I'm hearing you need to get more focused, more clear, and not to let things fall by the wayside. This is what the Emperor wants you to know and to tell you. You have to be firm with your resolve and stick to your guns. If you appear too wishy-washy or not on the ball enough, it doesn't give you enough credibility, or it makes you look too unreliable or wishy-washy, and you don't want to give that, or not professional, not business-like, whatever it applies, how it will apply to you. All Cancers, it's going to be different. But they're saying, this Emperor is saying you don't want to give off, there's certain impressions you don't want to give off. So get focused, get clear, pay attention to details, don't let things fall by the wayside, stick to your guns, be firm in your resolve. These are all his messages coming up here. Also, if you have your own business, you may have to think about marketing yourself if you haven't been doing it, or marketing yourself differently. That could also be if you're trying to meet somebody new. Maybe you're lonely and you're not with anybody and you're not putting yourself out there and you're expecting like a new love to come in for you. Well, maybe you need to market yourself differently. Go to a dating site, go to classes, go out with friends socially, or, maybe if you have a business and you don't really advertise, or maybe you're advertising or what you're doing to market yourself needs to change in some way. Just think on those things, Cancer, because I feel like you had some important messages that came up through these two cards. And please stay tuned for the beginning of September's monthly Psychic Tarot reading, which will always be longer than the mid-month Psychic Tarot update. So now on to the sign of Leo. And the first of the two cards you have here today, Leo, is the Five of Rods. And the Five of Rods is a card to me that can indicate an internal struggle. It could also be a struggle with coworkers or family members. You've got to not get involved in any mix-ups. Take a step back. Any kind of arguing, fighting, calamities going on, especially if it's family, it's time for you to take a step back and not get mixed up or involved in it. Do your best if you can do that. And I do feel that you're tired of being the peacemaker. And I also feel that for some of you, this isn't going to apply to all of you, that the blame is falling on you in some cases. Even if you've tried to be the peacemaker here in these situations, sometimes the blame for some of you Leos has actually fallen on you, where it really doesn't belong. I'm going to tell you this, it does come up here, Leo, though. Some of you have had some secrets or things that you've been kept hidden from others, and maybe that's legitimate. I'm not saying you shouldn't have done it, but I feel if you're a Leo that's had some things that you kept secret or kept hidden, it may be coming out now. Some people may have found out about it. There may have been some leaks, or you may have said something to someone in confidence and then they've spilled the beans and it may come out. That's not going to be the case for all of you, but I do feel that's for some of you. If there's been something that you've been hoping to generate or get going, and there's been too much disruption created by coworkers, other business relations and partners, or family, if it's a family situation, or even involving a family business, it could be that too. You're going to stop it and walk away from it. You may do something else at another time. I'm not saying you're giving up a dream. I just feel that some of you, this may be taking too much of a toll on you, mentally, emotionally, physically, generating ill will among people, creating too much drama and stumbling blocks, and you may be like, you know what, I have to put the brakes on this whole thing and walk away from it. So that's not going to apply to all of you Leos, but it does come up for some of you. Now, the next card you have here in this mid-month reading is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes an air sign female. This could either be an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could symbolize a male. It is a general reading, so don't be thrown that it's a queen. I feel that you're having some difficulties and hard times with this person. It feels like you have consternation with them, or you've had difficulties, or you've gone round and round with them. So look at your two cards, Leo. You may be in that situation with this situation may be with the Queen of Swords, may be in the mix of that Five of Rods struggle. Now, there's a lot that she has to say, and believe me, Leo, she wants to be heard. And I feel she's going to make sure she's heard, whether anybody likes it or not. It does come up, and I do feel that for most of you, this is a female more so than a male. Some of you, there's something that she wants from you, or wants you to do something for her, or something she wants from you, and that you don't agree with it or you don't want to do it. She may use you as a crutch. This may be somebody that's she could be asking you for a handout for money. She could be and kind of using you as a crutch. It's possible. There may have been an agreement between the two of you that's been broken. Maybe you were engaged to the Queen of Swords and that got broken. Maybe it was a business deal between you and the Queen of Swords and that got broken. But I'm telling you, remember where I felt that some of you had some secrets or things that were hidden that may be coming out in this mid-month of August? She may be the one that knew of it and has leaked it. Almost to like get back at you. It's like it could be like a bit of a spiteful move. It could be a spite move on her part. For some of you, not for all of you, drinking, like alcohol, drinking, maybe other kinds of substance abuse, possibly for some of you, may be circling around this Queen of Swords. That's not going to be the case for all of you, but for some of you, I feel that applies. So hopefully you can get everything straightened out, Leo. I picked up, I know for quite a while, and I know it's not going to resonate with all the Leos out there, but I know for a few months, family squabbles and disputes have come up for some of you Leos. Now, some people say, no, this doesn't resonate. So again, but I have many Leos writing saying these arguments and disruptions with family or whoever has made sense to them. Just know that if it does not make sense, I always remind people, again, please, if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, please go check that out, because many people have been writing me since I've been posting the videos on YouTube that if they feel that their sun sign does not resonate, a lot of times they find their messages have boldly come to them in their rising sign and their moon sign. So please be sure to check that out. So now on to the sign of Virgo. And the first of the two cards I have for you, Virgo, is Six of Cups. And Six of Cups to me is a card that symbolizes two people that have had a past life reincarnation together. In a previous incarnation are now having another round of being together in this lifetime. And it's to solve karma. It could be that the karma is that you're supposed to stay together to the end of your days, because maybe you had unrequited love in the previous incarnation, or it could be you get together, you battle it out, you break apart, and that solved the karma. Some readers will say this is fond childhood memories or children, but that almost never comes up for me with this card. It's usually about a love connection. Some of you Virgos may be feeling like you're trying to get your feet on the ground, firmly on the ground in a love relationship or love relationship speaking. For some of you, you may be feeling like you've been on the shelf for a little while and you need to like get into a love relationship. That only applies to some of you. Some of you are already in a love relationship with this partner. Whoever this is to you, Virgo, you've given them your heart. You've given them your all, your heart, your soul. This is somebody you've really poured your love and energy into. I do feel that you love them deeply, but I get this feeling for some of you Virgos that it's been a real trying time for you to love them. So they may not have been easy to love. They may have been a little complicated or difficult. And you may have felt like you want them to see things your way. They may not see things eye to eye with you. And you may be feeling like, well, you know, I give so much to them and I give into them so much. I want them to start seeing what I'm talking about, seeing things my way, or maybe even doing things your way. And I see on a broader sense that you expect to be treated the way that you treat others. And if that hasn't been the case for you, Virgo, you may start to really begin to demand it and insist it, because I do feel you've poured so much of your heart, your love, your time and attention into someone who's been draining for you. And if you, or in the past, it doesn't even have to be now, but maybe that happened in the past, that now if you move forward with a new person, or even with that person still, you're going to be expecting things to roll your way or roll differently. Your expectations seem to be changing a little bit about what you're willing to contend with and put up with and what you want out of a love relationship. The next card you have here is the Moon, which is secrecy and deception in romance. It can also mean secrets all by itself. It can mean romance all by itself. It can also mean heightened psychic ability and heightened psychic intuition. I feel there's a lot that's been going on internally within you that's been creating unrest. You've had some emotional unrest here. For some of you, this unrest has led you to some depression. Now, for some of you, it could be deep depression and it could have been going on a while. For some of you, it might not be to that level, but either way, you could be having been led into depression by this unrest. I do feel that you're going to be making some changes, some moves and some changes. Some of you, you're going to be making these moves and changes in your environment. Streamlining productions, shutting things down, turning things off. I actually see you turning off water, shutting down like electricity. You could be closing up a home, getting ready to sell it, or you could, maybe you have a vacation home and you're starting to close it down or shut it down. But I do see, that was a little bit of a weird message. I would go back and listen to put that little bar back a little bit further and listen to that again, Virgo. That was a little weird there. I see you feeling like it's time to get on with things and it's time to start making my life better. You've had it with naysayers, disbelievers, problematic people, people who generate angst for you. I see you you may be feeling like I've had it with a lot of people. That comes up here. I do see some of you Virgos working at cross purposes within yourself, where you want one thing and then you change your mind and you decide another. And my spirit guides are saying to me, it's time to get really clear about what you want and to get focused on what you want so you can start evolving and rolling on down that road. So, it actually is coming up a little bit as, even though it's not Seven of Cups, you didn't get Seven of Cups, which is scattered energy and scattered thinking. I do feel some of you have that a little bit going on inside of you, where you want this and then you want that and then you're not sure and then you want something different. They're saying you're coming to a time here in August, it's time to get clear and focused on what you want, what your needs are, and how you want them to get met, and what changes you need to do to get those things, and what you need to shut down and turn off also comes up here. So think on that. I actually think this was a bigger message than it may have sounded like. So please listen to it again, Virgo, if you wouldn't mind, because it was a little confusing, but I do feel I know what they're driving at. And as I always say, if these messages don't make sense, please watch your rising sign and your moon sign. So now on to the sign of Libra. And the first of the two cards I have for you, Libra, is the Fool. And the Fool is a card to me that symbolizes starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations, but you have to be grounded and careful that you don't get blindsided. So it's like, watch your step. It's positive. You're starting out on a new path, but you have to watch your step. You're leading by example, they're telling me, but I also hear something that you thought was done and over with has come back up and resurfaced again. I see some of you trying to get the kinks and bugs worked out in some kind of project or plan or something that's going on. So you've got some kind of kinks that have shown up that you're trying to work out. If you don't like something that's being presented to you, I hear that you're going to have it reworked or reorganized or redone all over again. So if you have a contract that's been presented to you for the sale of a home, or for some renovations that you're doing, or building a home, or any kind of business deal or contract that you need to sign and you don't like it, I get that you're going to have it reworked and redone. That comes up here with the Fool. I do feel that for some of you Libras, you have to let bygones be bygones, and you may have to let something go. Something that was, if you were holding on tightly, like you were mad about something, or you had any kind of family disruptions or arguments, or with a spouse or a loved one, and you were holding firm to your position, you may find that you have to let that go. I do feel that you may end up finding out that either you don't have a leg to stand on, or that somebody else that you're dealing with doesn't have a leg to stand on. And there might be some kind of contract or agreement or deal that gets broken over that. So it seems like you've got contractual things, deals going on here, things that you either need to let go, some things that you're going to hold firm on. It was like all the way around here was kind of a confusing story. I still get it again, though. If you don't like the way something was written or written up, you are going to ask it to be redone or rewritten. It comes up strongly here, Libra. So the second card you have here of the two is the Two of Rods. And the Two of Rods to me is a card that symbolizes partnership in business, partnership in romance. It can also be if you're involved with someone, or you yourself has your time and attention and focus on something in particular. You may not be giving the time and attention and focus to someone or something in your life, or that could be happening to you. I do feel that you're going to have a big change coming here, and the ball's going to be in your court. But I do feel that you have to exercise the words you use very carefully in regard to this situation. Some of you are going to feel like you're under the gun, or put under some kind of scrutiny, where like being under a microscope, or like having to account for a lot of things, like under scrutiny, feel under pressure, under the gun. Some of you may feel that way. I do feel that at the end of this month of August, you're going to feel like you need to catch your breath, because I do feel for Libras, it's going to feel like a whirlwind of activity and things going on in August for you. They are saying it's time to set your high ideals aside. Maybe you have some really super lofty high ideals, and they're saying you may have to get more practical in the month of August. I see you standing your ground, standing so firmly, and not budging on certain issues or things coming up here in August. And I'm hearing the guides say, like, for speaking for you, saying, you don't know what I've been through. You haven't walked until you walk a mile in my shoes. So I feel that you're going to feel that maybe for some reason people are either judging you too harshly, or that may be part of the reason why you're sticking to your guns, because you're going to feel like, well, they can't judge me. They don't know. They haven't lived my life, nor have they walked a mile in my shoes. Also comes up here with this card. Again, I get things are done over, reworked, rewritten. That's the theme. It was repeated over and over again. So just think on those things, Libra. Hopefully the month of September's reading will give you more insight and information and explain more about what's going on here than this brief update. So now on to the sign of Scorpio. And the first of the two cards you have here today, Scorpio, is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes a stalemate, being blocked, a stoppage. There's also the woman is blindfolded in this card. That shows that there's either secrets or unknown things happening here. And there is emotions at play, because she does have water behind her. I do feel that you've had to learn some lessons the hard way in the recent past, and I feel that you're coming up to a point in the middle of this month of August and moving forward, possibly into September, of some kind of decision making. And I do feel that you try really hard to get along with others and put your best foot forward, but I feel it's been a challenge because I feel that they either are belittling you or backing you into a corner or, talking down to you or not fully appreciating you. I just feel like even though you've tried your best to get along with others, I feel some people have been extra super challenging to you. And this could be family members, loved ones, a spouse, a love mate. It could also be work related. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. I just get it's challenging for you. Some people have been very challenging for you to deal with. And I do feel that it's hurt your ego a bit. Like your ego has gotten bruised and battered around. I feel you having some relative or someone connected to you that has not been giving you the benefit of the doubt, has kind of made you a scapegoat or made you out to be the bad guy or gal, or, wants to say negative things about you. I feel like there's one person in particular that's kind of been a stumbling block for you with that. Some of you may have some kind of property that you're thinking of selling or leasing, or if it's not a place to live, it could be property that you own, personal items, personal property of items that you want to sell or get rid of. But I do see some of you, maybe you inherited something, maybe you inherited a house or personal property from someone else, and that you don't feel you're really going to use it. So you need the money more, so you may be selling some things. That also comes up here with the Two of Swords. The next card you have here, Scorpio, is the Six of Swords. So you had Two Swords cards in your reading. And Six of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes moving. It's moving your residence. It could also be long distance travel. It could also be heading off to something better, leaving something behind that was not healthy or good for you and moving on to better horizons, to better times. I do feel that it's time to get on with it, and I do feel that you've gone through a spell where you may have felt like your life was stuck or stalled, which could be this could be a stuck or stalled kind of card, and that now it's a time to get on with it with the Six of Swords. You may have someone that's undermined your authority at work or undermined your authority in some way, or has possibly tried to throw you under the bus. You may have had that situation by a family member or coworker. Some of you are making some kind of change where you're making some kind of job change, or you could be relocating within the company where you work for or business you work for. But relocating comes up here, or job change. For some of you, you're changing your job. For some of you, your job is just changing, and therefore you will be moving to another location or relocating. And I do feel that you've done your best to put out the fires, but I feel like no matter what, for all your efforts, some of those fires just keep popping back up again and generating all over again and just keep burning. Like fires that are put out, they come back to life. I feel some of them. So you may feel like you can't win, kind of like you may have gone through a spell of that kind of feeling. I see some of you working out the details with either a love partner, a friend, or a family member about a new living arrangement. Maybe you're going to have a roommate, or maybe you're going to move in with somebody you're romantically interested in. Or you have a relative that may say, you know what, I don't want to live in this big house all by myself, and you want to sell the place you have. We should, even if it's just temporary, live together for a little while. That may happen for some of you, but I do feel job changes or a new job, or or living situations changing for you, Scorpios. I know I've gotten that for you guys before, about moving and living arrangements or living situations changing and possibly moving. And I am getting it here again, but in some ways it sounds a little different than it did in the past. But hopefully those messages helped you. Scorpio, please watch your rising sign and your moon sign if these messages didn't make sense to you for this mid-month of August. So now on to the sign of Sagittarius. And the first of the two cards I have for you, Sagittarius, is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is a card to me that symbolizes the miser card. This could be holding on protectively to your finances, could be worrying about your finances. It could also be holding on to protectively to anything you have of value, even emotions. Sometimes this card comes up to show that you're going to have financial success coming to you in the future. I feel that your fortitude is strong and that your generating of income power is high or getting there. If you're not there yet, it's on its way. I feel like you're on the crest of a wave and that you have to do as many things as fast as you can to capitalize on this wave, on this time of, abundance, of money-making time, of whatever it is. Whatever your line of work is, I feel that you are strategizing and thinking out ways about how you can capitalize in on this abundance wave. I also see many of you Sagittarians thinking about, I have to start networking more. I have to get myself out there more and network more to help generate this, to get this going, or even to find a new job or a better job, or more clients or new clients, or expanding your business or expanding your client base. Even if you work at another company, it doesn't matter. I see you I got to network, I got to make connections. You may be getting on LinkedIn or going to public events where you can put out your business card or whatever. I do see many of you thinking about that. I do feel that you've given a lot of yourself, and I do feel that you have the tendency to give, I don't want to say more than you receive, but you definitely give things your all. I don't feel you doing things half-heartedly. It's like if you're in a love relationship, you give it your all. If you have children or grandchildren or other family members you care about, you give it your all. If you have a job or clients, you give it your all. This comes up here strongly for this card, so I don't see that changing. It may be actually increasing. Some of you may be changing your hair, changing your hairstyle, highlighting your hair, changing it in some way. I do see some of you focusing on your hair. The guides do like to talk about hair, especially deceased loved ones. They always like to bring that up. So the next card you have here is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes this is a air sign person, either being a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It is a male card, but it can also be a female. This could be somebody that just has the personality traits of the Knight of Swords right now that you're dealing with. I hear there's something I need to get done. There's something I need to finish. I have to start charging forward. I'm not sure if this is you and you're actually the Knight here, or if this is somebody you're connected to yet. You may be in partnership with this person, either through your job, through a business you own, or in a love relationship partnership. I feel this is someone you are connected to somehow. I feel like you're creating some kind of vision and you're building something big. Whether it's the business you own, or it could be a home. Whatever, you have to think on that, Sagittarius. This comes up as you're building something big in this month of August. You're building on things, you're building things up, all kinds of things. Your business, your client base, your customers, whatever it is, your public image, your persona, the way you look, your relationships, if you've got a home, you're building things up big in mid-August. I have to become more than what I am. Listen to me. Focus on me. This Knight is also saying that. So for some of you, this could be a love partner to you. It could be your child, your grandchild, or someone you care about. Just anybody you care about. But that's what they feel. They want to be recognized. They're trying to make something happen here. At times you may feel like this is a trying relationship, and it could be trying to your patients, whoever this is. Doesn't mean you don't love them any less. It just means they can be trying and wearing to you. If you're a Sagittarius that's thinking about sticking your toe in the water of some kind of new business venture or some kind of new venture, I feel you may have this Knight of Swords behind you, pushing you or egging you on to do it also. And maybe they're going to be working with you or doing things with you, because I do see they're trying to make something bigger out of their life and what's going on with them and their self. So might want to listen to that one again, Sagittarius, but I hope it made sense to you, and stay tuned for the beginning of September's Psychic Tarot readings, because it's 20 minutes long, where this reading is only a short update. So you'll get more insight and information there. So thank you so much. Now on to Capricorn. And the first card you have here today, Capricorn, is the Fool. And the Fool is a card to me that is starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations. But you can't have your head in the clouds, because you don't want to take a misstep and get blindsided. So it's like, watch your step, but it's a good card because it's a new path and a new journey. I do feel that some of you Capricorns are reassessing your life and reevaluating it, and thinking about maybe even in your career and personal life, both, and what you want to get out of it. What you want to see happen in your life and what you want to get out of it. I'm seeing you doing a mental reassessments. If I see you just either becoming part of a think tank or starting a think tank and or discussion group. And for some of you, this is at work, but for some of you, it could be at a social group or organization that you belong to, or at a church or some kind of group you belong to. If it's not work, it's some other group. But I feel like you are either initiating it or suggesting it, or you want to become part of it. And as I said, it's coming up here as a think tank or discussion group to troubleshoot maybe personal problems or troubleshoot problems within the group, organization, or company or business. I feel that you're kind of thinking about, like, if things haven't worked out for me the way I hoped or wanted them to, I need to start rethinking things and figuring out, like, what I can do to generate more of what I want. If you haven't been getting the results you want in love or love relationships or in work or whatever it is where you feel the area of your life has kind of, I guess I'm going to say, let you down or left you flat or makes you feel unmotivated or uninspired, and you need to see some fresh new air blown into it or generate some kind of change, I feel you're going to start thinking about how you can bring these things about to change in your life and how they can come about for you. I see you making things different, wanting different plans, different arrangements. Some of you may be redecorating your house, and maybe you don't like the way things are in your house and your apartment or townhome or condo, and you could be rearranging furniture, redoing rooms. You may not like things about yourself. You may feel like, I want plastic surgery, or I'm going to go on a crash diet, or I'm going to start exercising every day. Like, I see you feeling like you want to put the lid on some things, some endings, change things around, shake things up. What can you do? I feel like you're troubleshooting things about your own life here. The next card you have here is the Eight of Rods, and the Eight of Rods is messages or news coming to you swiftly. It could also indicate change. It can also be a card that symbolizes long distance travel. I do feel like you're going to start to see some things start to move forward more swiftly in your life. And I feel that some of you, if you're a working Capricorn, you may have seen some changes already occur in the place where you work. There could have been people left, some people got fired, new people came in, and that, so there's some changes and developmental changes that are actually going to be occurring in your life, even whether you're working or not working. I do see change happening here. I see every little bit helps, and they're saying, I see you making like even little changes, like I'm going to change this little thing here, and I'm going to change this little thing here, and I'm changing this little thing here and this little thing here, and it all, even the little changes that you make, whether it's at work or at home or in your personal life, are going to end up opening up doors for you or changing things and make a big difference. That's what they're saying. These small little details and changes are going to end up making a big difference for you. And I see you going, I don't want to do everything the old way. I'm tired of doing it the old way. I want to do things a different way. I want to change this. I want to do it differently. So it's not even just things in your home like redecorating or moving furniture. It's also things like if you're a working Capricorn, maybe you're sick of maybe you have this routine or certain plans or way you always had to do everything, or you did do it. And now you're like, you know what? I'm tired of doing things that way. I'm going to revamp my whole system of how I hired people, or how I put projects together, or how I negotiated deals. I see you, or even trying to meet somebody new, or if you're already coupled, you may be like, you know what, I'm tired of doing this same thing over and over again with my partner. I'm going to start shaking things up and doing things differently. It's not going to be the same for all of you because it's a general reading, and this is such a brief time here at this mid-month update, but hopefully these messages made sense to you, Capricorn. I certainly hope that. And now on to the sign of Aquarius. And the first card I have that showed up here for you, Aquarius, is the Queen of Rods. And the Queen of Rods to me is a card that symbolizes a fire sign female. This would either be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign, or it could be somebody that has the personality traits right now of the Queen of Rods. And this could also be a male, so don't be thrown that it's a female because it is a general reading. I feel like you're dealing with a lot of complications and adjustments. And I feel like some speculative ventures have paid off for you and some haven't. And I feel like you need to do some reassessing or weeding through what was working for you or what's been working for you and what hasn't. And then eliminating or changing the things that haven't been working for you. Some of you work with this Queen of Rods or have some kind of connection to her, and I feel like she wants some kind of sense of security. That comes up. I feel some of you may be working with them, getting some kind of project plan or deal set to happen, or get together with them to make it happen for some of you. She may be giving you strong insights and inspirations, this Queen of Rods. And for some of you, you may get a job offer or a job opportunity comes through this Queen of Rods, or some kind of promotion. I also feel that you have to settle a lot of your debts, a lot of debts needing to be settled. This could be financial debts, loans, anything like mortgages, loans, car payments, whatever. They're saying debts needing to be settled also comes up here. I do feel for the most part you're going to be involved with this Queen of Rods and working on them together with some kind of project, plan, business arrangement, business, work-related situation, or some kind of deal. For some of you, this could be a love partner, but really it's not. In this short little clip, it's not coming up to me as love. This feels more like some other kind of scenario, business partner, working relationship, or possible future boss or job offer or promotion, as I said, comes up with this queen also. And the next card you have that comes up here today, Aquarius, is the Emperor. And the Emperor is a paternal figure that's crossed over to the other side that can be giving you ideas and inspirations that may feel like they're coming from you, like they may feel like your thoughts, but they could be coming from the Emperor. This could be a paternal figure that would either be a father, a grandfather, a stepfather, or somebody that is like a father figure to you that's crossed over to the other side. But the Emperor can also be somebody in the living. The Emperor could be a boss, a husband, an ex-husband, or a father. You know, the Emperor is coming in to say if you've been feeling lonely, alone, or downhearted or blue, they're saying that you need to do something to invigorate you, to get out and start doing something different that gets your creative juices flowing or your blood and your circulation flowing. You should think about starting to do some kind of exercise, or just getting your blood flowing, or your mental, taking some kind of class, or, learning something new, some skill, but it's something that would like motivate you, get your energy going and flowing. It's also coming up that you may feel like you get too agitated or angry about some things. Maybe this has been happening to you for a little while, and that you need to find some peace and calm. Let go of some things that agitate you or anger you, and find a way to get more grounded, feel more peaceful and more calm. That comes up here through the Emperor as well. Some of you Aquarians, you do tend to generate faith, harmony, goodwill, with others. That's generally, maybe that's an Aquarian trait, I don't know, but it's coming up like that. You need to start putting your energy forth on doing things that actually bring you happiness. Do things to make you happy. So if you're somebody that gives a lot to other people, or you just work too much, or you're working all the time and you've let your personal life fall by the wayside, or you're not socializing enough, or you're finding yourself angry too much, they're saying you need to generate more happiness and positivity in your life and get your creative juices and energies flowing by taking classes, going to groups and joining organizations, or exercise, going out and even getting motivated in any way that you can. Comes up strongly here for the mid-month of August. So hopefully those messages made sense to you. If they did not, please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, and stay tuned for the beginning of September's psychic tarot reading for the month of September. So now on to the sign of Pisces. And the first card you have that showed up here today, Pisces, is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is a card to me that symbolizes an air sign female. This would either be a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign, or someone that has the personality traits right now of the Queen of Swords. It could also be a male, so don't be thrown that it is a queen. I feel that some of you Pisces are going to get invited to attend some kind of special gathering for some of you from this Queen of Swords. I do feel that they travel in quite a group of mixed company, and I do feel that this Queen of Swords can bring a lot of finances or financial abundance to the table. I do hear that about the Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords does seem to be a strong, career-minded individual, and I do feel that you could have some opportunities or do some work with the Queen of Swords, or some opportunities could come up for you through this Queen of Swords. For some of you, this Queen of Swords is a little bit of an antagonist. She could be a wife, a love mate, an ex-wife, because I get, for some of you Pisces, this is obviously not going to be for all of you, because when the people come up, they're the hardest in a general reading. I feel that she may want to take something away from you, like if you owe her alimony, or she may want to take business away from you, money away from you. If you were in a partnership with her through, or him, if it's a male, Queen of Swords, through marriage, they may want to take children away from you. It's going to be different for all of you. So for some of you, she feels like a business person that is motivated and a very strong, career-minded individual, that you could get some kind of work or income or increase in money from her. But on the opposite end, she feels like if she was a love partner to you in any way, or he, either one, who this Queen of Swords is, he or she may be trying to take it away from you. So it's always harder to read in this, especially in this. I'm only recording this for 6 minutes for the 2 cards for each sign for me to get a bead on exactly who this is going to be. So you just have to think on that, Pisces, about how this Queen of Swords is making sense for your life. But they did show up here for this mid-month of August. And here you have Justice, and that's interesting because this can often be, not always, a legal card, which could be dealing with court documents, legal papers, the court system. It could be dealing with divorce or lawsuits or settlements of any kind. And it did come up. She may be trying to get something from you. So you could be dealing with this Queen of Swords legally. But let me listen. Why is Justice here for Pisces for mid-August? I do feel that there's going to be details or arrangements or settlements that are going to be worked out. It could also be contractual agreements and arrangements. This doesn't always have to be legal when the Justice card comes up. Sometimes it just means there's going to be balance and justice in a situation that has been unjust or unfair. The written word is very important here. And I hear you and how things are written or how things are stylized. So whether it's contracts and agreements, how they're written is going to be very important. If you're a writer or you write books or any kind of periodicals or any journals or for any blogs, the written word is going to be very important here, regardless of whether you do it for work or whether it's a contract agreement or business deal or legalities. How things are written is going to be very important here. I do feel most Pisces are going to start getting some money given to them that may be owed to you. So if you had any kind of dispute with a boss or any business where you were supposed to get workman's compensation or disability or some kind of payment because you got hurt on the job or some kind of lawsuit, I feel if that applies to you, Pisces, that money's going to come to you. You're going to get that money. It's coming to you. If you've had any legalities of anything that have been closed before, you may revisit them or reopen them. This may be your doing. You may be like, hey, you know what? I don't think I got treated fairly on that. Or, that was unjust. they didn't really do this properly. So you could be going to a lawyer and saying, you know what? I want this case reopened. Or maybe somebody else is going to come along and say, you know what, I don't think that was fair. The case needs to be reopened. But I still feel that if you have money owed to you, Pisces, that you will be getting it. So for many of you, this looks to me like legalities, dealing with court situations, or whatever with this Queen of Swords. For some of you, not for all of you. So you had a confusing one, Pisces, honestly. You need to listen to that again. And as I've been saying through this video, please watch your rising sign and your moon sign if these messages did not make sense. And be sure to watch the longer reading, which happens at the beginning of each month when I do the September readings for September 2016. So I hope these readings were of help to all of you, and I hope they made sense. I want to thank you so much for liking, sharing, and watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And if you would be interested in getting the special readings that I recorded for this mid-month of August 2016, titled What You Need to Know for Your Sign for the Next 6 Months, you can access these videos by clicking on the link below in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for what you need to know for the next 6 months for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, and clicking on the Videos tab on my menu and going to page 7 now. And at the top of the page, you will see the heading, What You Need to Know for the Next 6 Months for each sign of the zodiac. You just click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. Also, I want to encourage you to please follow me on Facebook at The Lucky Mermaid LLC. I do post predictions and pull cards over there and post other things that may be of interest to you that you won't be able to see here on YouTube. And also please follow me on Twitter. I wish you an amazing rest of your month of August for all the signs of the zodiac out there. And again, happy birthday to the Leos. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.